filter. I feel like that pop filter kind of makes like an orange.
Makes us look orangey.
Yeah.
I know
And
how
not
you do
tan.
filters on here.
You can't.
Oh, okay, hold on.
But the laptop always looks good. Hi everyone.
Hello.
Hi everyone. Hi. Hi Wayne.
Hi, Jenny.
What's going on?
Jenny. We both love it.
Hi Forrest.
Sleeps
Oh,
tight. This
look
is
it.
close.
No, it's adjusted.
Weird.
Yeah, that that is what is happening. Like it's rainbowy. Well, I mean it was. See,
Ooh.
what's happening?
Do you guys see that? Ooh, when you move, it's orange. And then it's blue.
And then I think my laptop is getting all digitized.
Oh.
Okay. Whatever. It's Facebook
What
Live.
else?
See what happens.
It's all alive.
It's all live, all good, all the time.
So
Cheers.
welcome people
Oh.
to my Wednesday Real Estate.
Welcome. Cheers.
Do you have your wine? Do you have your wine? Do you have your wine?
What you drinking today?
Yes. We have Junebug. Junebug is our wine of choice today. So we had it last time. So
We did. It was good. Cheers.
so today we're going to talk about
Uh-huh.
8 things that will sabotage your home sale.
Rookie mistakes.
Rookie mistakes.
All rookie
Yes.
mistakes.
Don't be a rookie.
Don't be a rookie.
Yes. So if you listen to us,
You won't be a rookie.
you will be a rookie and you'll know what to do and what not to do, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So what's the first thing on our list?
Number 1 is, can I get a drum roll, please? Overpricing your home.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah, that is a rookie mistake.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about pricing a home,
It's hard.
it's hard to do, even for a seasoned agent. I
Yeah.
think it is never, you know, because what's thrown me off lately is appraisals.
Yes.
So I don't know. Anyone else having those issues with appraisals lately? Wayne?
Not so much right now.
The
you know,
last
like
2 were okay, but 3
We-
before that were.
I have one that was a little low, but that's actually in
Mhm.
contract now. You know, all's well that ends well. We actually, in the contract, agreed that we would waive the appraisal contingency down to a certain number. You know, it was low, the appraisal amount was low, but it wasn't as low as we said we would go, which is good, so. But ultimately what I learned with this is, like with the appraisal thing,
Yeah.
is so if you waive your appraisal and say, you know, your purchase price is $100,000, and you say, we will waive the appraisal as long as the purchase price doesn't go below $90,000. So say you're putting down $20,000 and it comes in at $95,000. Ultimately, things don't change with your payment. Instead of the money going to the bank towards a down payment, it's going to go directly to the seller, like that $5,000 difference. But then they're going to lend off of the $95,000, so you're putting $15,000 down on a $95,000 purchase price, which makes your loan amount $80,000. If you were putting $20,000 down on a $100,000 purchase price, your loan amount was still going to be $80,000. So as long as that $5,000 doesn't throw off your numbers with your bank and you still qualify
You
for
have
the
to have
loan,
pocket cash.
right? Nothing ultimately changes. Your payment amount will stay the same. It's just instead of going towards principal, $5,000 you're crediting the seller.
Right.
Where it becomes a problem is if you're putting 3.5% down and you don't have the extra money. So
Well, that's always the
Right.
issue, I think, is that most people don't
right.
have
Yes.
a whole lot of out-of-pocket
So,
cash.
but yeah, so but pricing,
Very
you know, and
interesting,
you take
yeah.
this into account, you know, like Jenny was saying, you know, in this market prices have gone up. The thing I found though, as far as pricing, back in, you know, even just a few years ago, when sales were more normal and you priced the house and you said, I'm going to price it at $100,000, and say you underpriced it, well, you know, back then you maybe get 100,000 when you could have maybe got 110 or something. In this market, what I find is if we underprice it, the market's probably still going to correct us. You know, so it's almost a little better to shoot lower, in my opinion,
Yes.
than to overprice it.
Yes.
Because if you overprice it, you lose your exposure, you waste your days
Yeah.
on market. But if you underprice it, the way things are going and you market it and the house shows well,
Mhm.
I feel like that the market will help correct the price.
There's a lot of different strategies with that.
Yes.
I think ultimately what we always say is you can put any price on a house you
Yes.
want, but
Will the market support the
the market's
price?
always very clear about where you
Yes.
need to be price-wise,
Yes.
I think.
Yes,
Don't you think?
absolutely, yes. Will the market support the price? Can you get a ready, willing, and able buyer at that price? You know, and I tell my
Maybe.
sellers, you know, look, because a lot of times what happens when we go and we tell you a price, the seller in their mind already says, well, I was really kind of hoping that I would sell it for this, or
Mhm.
we could list for this.
Mhm.
And then if I can kind of justify
Right.
that price, I tell them, you know, let's try it, but, you know, we can only give this a few days. If we're not getting showings and we're not getting offers, you know, I think the average time on market now is something like 3.5 weeks. I think it's like 24 days.
3.5 hours.
Yeah. Well, which is amazing that even the average time on market is that many days.
Yeah,
because-
yeah, right, really, because anybody who's sold lately.
Right. And I think what throws
No,
that
it's-
off is maybe higher end
Mhm.
homes that maybe take a little longer to sell.
Typically.
But
that
if you're in
longer,
that-
Yeah,
150 to 350 price range,
it's not,
it's gonna go
it's
lightning
not
quick.
days.
And if you
priced
don't,
correctly.
yeah, if you don't overprice it, it'll
Right.
go in days.
Because that's the thing, if
Right.
you're on the market several days, in this kind of market, you're likely overpriced.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just as a fact of the matter.
Yes.
If you're priced correctly, you're gonna sell quick.
That's exactly right.
Which really would be true in any kind of
Right.
market, but especially this one.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, so price correctly, lean on your realtor,
mhm.
get a solid price opinion so you know what your house is
Right,
should be worth and at that time,
Yep.
and price it right.
yes,
But listen to your agent,
yes, listen,
and your agent will listen to you as well. But
maybe.
anyway, yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
We try. So, all right. What's number 2 on our list?
Number 2 is not budging on price.
Yes. So we're going back to what we
Yeah.
just talked about. You know, if within the first week we've had very few showings
Mhm.
or you know no offers, that's a telltale sign that we've missed the mark on price.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
Market's always very clear. This is what I tell people all the time. Very clear on where you need to be.
And you know, it doesn't do us any good to sell your house for less just for the sake of selling it for less. So, you know, obviously we want to get you the most money we possibly can.
Right.
That's, you know, one of our primary goals.
Mhm.
So, just because we suggest a price reduction doesn't mean we're doing it anything for our benefit. It's really for your benefit. And, you know, it's amazing. I had a house that we listed, I think, what was it, 279?
Mhm.
Not a lot of activity, you know, and I was very
Yeah.
surprised actually.
Yeah.
We dropped the price $5,000 and it was like, you know, we had flipped the switch on.
It's amazing,
Yeah.
isn't it?
And even at that
Yeah.
price, I mean, we're
Yeah.
talking, you know, what, you know, not a lot of money
Yeah.
in comparison
Yeah.
to where we were listed. So, but that $5,000 was
Yeah.
enough to stimulate activity.
Well, you got in another lower price point
Yeah.
too. I always suggest to people that people are looking at 5s,
That's
20,
right.
25, 30, 35.
Right.
So, you know, you knock
Maybe
down
that's what it
5,000 and then you're
Maybe people were only searching up to 275.
Yeah, yeah,
Which,
right.
You know, we recently, I don't know if we talked about this on Wine Wednesday, but there was an article I read, I think on Enman or, you know, one of the real estate
Mhm.
publications that was saying, when you price your home, consider what Jenny actually just said, is that when people are putting in their search terms online, they're searching up to 275. You know,
Mhm.
maybe that's where we missed the boat, is, you know, since we have 279. Now, if you do 274.9
Mhm.
and someone is starting their search at 275,
Guess what they're not going to see?
they're not going to see yours because you play the
I have
old
never
pricing game.
understood that pricing strategy.
Yeah,
I don't.
I think-
Someone out there, agent, if this is what you do, please, you know, I would love your feedback, and I would love to know what. I know someone said once, and it might have just been a client I was talking to. People think they're getting a bargain that way.
Well, it's-
like
it's
the
a
9
psychological
numbers
thing.
are, yeah.
it's like the
But
99-cent
I don't know.
strategy
Yeah.
versus the dollar. I think it's just a psychological association you make where, ooh, it's less than $1,
Yeah.
you know, or it's not $1.
Now,
If you say
anyone
it's
out there
$1,
buying,
right.
has that made a difference to you?
And the research from that article was basically saying that I don't think it does.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it actually, to their point, probably hurts you because you're cutting someone out in
Yeah,
a search
That's
somewhere.
what I always think.
So I think
I don't
the
know.
round numbers.
But there are some, there are some cultures that do number stuff.
Right. Where they,
Yeah, it's like a thing.
Yeah. Lots of
I
issues
just know
at play.
there is. I don't know what it-
Lots of issues at play when you price a home. So these are things why you should
Yes.
obviously rely on your realtor. Look closely at comps.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
there's a science behind it. So
Is
we'll
there?
we'll introduce as
Yeah.
much of the science into it as we
Yeah.
can. Show you the comps. We'll look at price per square
Mhm.
feet, other homes that have sold, compare conditions,
Right.
those kinds of things to come up with what we believe the best
Yes.
best price for you.
Exactly.
All right.
All right, number 3. Come on.
Doing a lousy job of cleaning.
Yeah, enough said, I
Yeah.
think. I don't know. Life happens. Life gets in the way. We understand that. And ideally, it would be wonderful to have your house sell within the first few hours of
Right.
hitting the market. But that is not always the case. And when you have people coming in your home, people are judgy.
Yeah. And you know
Not
what?
me, not Wayne. We're not
well,
judging.
sometimes me.
I judge.
No, yeah. But it's human nature, right?
Yeah, we judge.
Yeah, we're judging.
We're
like,
judging.
yeah.
But yeah, people are judging, and they, that if your house is dirty, they see.
Absolutely. And
And
they see,
if
they
it's
smell.
cluttered.
Like,
Oh, it smells.
Yeah.
Dogs.
Yeah. And I love dogs.
I love dogs.
But I'm here to tell you,
They stink.
they do. Keep your dog bathed.
Cats do too.
Get carpets clean.
Hamsters,
Yeah.
guinea pigs, all of them.
Rabbits.
Animals.
Yeah. Yeah.
They stink.
If you've got a pet, cleaning up after the pet and making sure, and they've got things, for carpet cleaning or like special enzymes that they can put in the carpet,
Right.
like to help eliminate the odors, kill the bacteria,
Right.
that kind of stuff. So
Right.
this isn't an area where you want to skip.
No.
Clean thoroughly, keep it that way, and hopefully, we keep talking about this market that things are going so quickly. Hopefully, you can kind of just get back to life after a certain number of days where you're not always keeping the house pristine. But keeping it clean or not keeping it clean is a definite way to sabotage your sale.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh. Yeah, every time, because I see someone ask a question, and because I can't see who it is.
What kind of wine are we drinking?
Yeah, Steve,
Good question. June.
here it is. Today's menu item is,
Oh, you'll never know.
you'll never know, unless you're
June
watching
Bug's
on the
Sauvignon
business page.
Blanc. So, that was
Oh,
a
boy.
So, our next item.
Yeah, next item is?
Jenny's gonna go fix some technical
Yeah,
issues.
why?
But our next issue is taking bad photographs. Okay, your listing photographs aren't the time to whip out your iPhone or your Android, whatever your phone of choice is, and just start snapping photos with them.
You know what?
While those devices can take fantastic pictures, they're really not the pictures that you should be using to sell your home. So a professional photographer, which Jenny uses, I use, I think a lot of agents will use professional photographers.
Yeah,
That is your first impression. You can't sell your house if you don't get them in the door
right.
to begin with.
Mhm.
You got to get them in the door. You got to entice them up. And I see photographs in the MLS all the time that make me cringe. Where it's like, hey, they
It
didn't
is
clean.
amazing
Yeah.
to me,
The people
yeah.
didn't clean first, or they didn't
Mhm.
even make the bed,
Mm-hmm,
or there's clutter all over,
right,
or photos are dark and dingy, and you
Right.
can't make heads or tails of what you're looking at.
mhm,
Or even worse, where they're rotated like 90 degrees. So instead of seeing the picture the way you're supposed to, you got kind of tilt your
Why
head.
do people do that? Yeah,
Do they
it's
not look at it before
they
they
must
post
not,
it?
I don't know, do they not care?
Yeah.
It
So
makes me sad for their clients.
well, that and
honestly.
look at what your real estate agent posts, and don't be afraid to
Say something.
something.
If
You know,
you're not
this-
happy,
and mention to your agent, because your agent is gonna hopefully listen to you and obviously want to make you happy.
Right.
And obviously the end goal is to get the house sold. Better photos will help get you there faster.
Yes. All right.
Number 5. Well, this is a hot topic, right? Because this is
a hot topic,
Yes.
but leaving religious or political belongings in plain sight.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, come on.
seriously, that I don't know.
Take down the bumper stickers out of the window. Take down your portraits, presidential portraits, or
Yeah.
your whatever it is that you've got laying around that gives anybody any cause. When they go in your house, they should be looking at your house, and whether it's political or religious, and there's nothing wrong with you support who you support,
Not at
or
all.
your religion is what your
Yes.
religion is. But especially with politics these days, everything is so polarized. You're basically going to alienate 50% of the population having one or the other.
And remember what we said about people being judgy.
Yeah.
People judge. They do. Yeah.
So take it
So
down.
take it down. It's not a big deal. We know it doesn't, you're not selling yourself. You're not
Yes.
trying to make
Or
a
your
point about who
beliefs.
you are
Yes.
or what your beliefs are. You're trying to get your house sold.
Yes.
So,
So take it down.
There's that.
And that's
Yeah.
all you got to do.
and if TJ was here, because TJ's not here. We don't have to let TJ again.
Oh. Bad people.
Anyway, if TJ was here, he would say, take down the animal heads from the walls.
Yes.
Because that, I know he doesn't like that.
Yeah. Tasteful decoration.
Tasteful.
Yes. These are common themes. If you watch Wine Wednesday, you've heard this stuff from us before.
All right.
So next is this.
I
It doesn't
have
happen
experienced this before, not
Yeah.
with my sellers, but yeah.
with your representing.
Yeah,
buyer.
yeah.
Okay, so say you're the seller, you have no place at the open house. You have no place there during showings.
No.
You have no place there during an inspection.
Now,
Get out.
Yeah.
This is not your time to shine.
with that being said, I did have sellers who needed to stay in the home during the showings because
It happens.
one was he was a gunsmith, so there were there was reasons for him to be there. But yeah, I have been to an open house where the seller was there, popping in and out, talking about stuff that it is just uncomfortable all the way around, and you are turning people off. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Even I don't care. I know you love your house. I know you know the highlights of your home, and you just want to sell it, but don't.
Yes. And here's the thing, when you're walking through the house with your agent as a buyer, or you're just walking through in an open house, you want to be able to have a candid conversation
Right.
with your significant other or whoever you're buying the house with, or your agent. And ultimately, if the seller is there, you can't have these conversations. And then immediately, it sends a red flag of who you're dealing with.
Yeah, and there's confidentiality on both sides that is needed as well in this. And I know one of the topics that has been coming up on the real estate agent side, which I don't know if you've dealt with, but the security cameras, the nanny cams, people are sometimes recording you in their house and recording those conversations. So don't discuss, even if you're the buyer, you shouldn't be discussing some stuff in homes now.
Well, that, and I
find
those
that kind of
camera
creepy.
things are so
again,
creepy.
I don't know what's going on. This is really irritating.
But, never presume you're not being watched in this day and age.
Yeah.
Because, cameras are so, common
Right.
anymore that it's possible someone is
Recording.
or watching it live.
Right.
If you're a seller, please don't do that.
Which we get it, security, but you know what? Here's the thing. You've got your agent there. If it's an open house, your agent is there, or several people, maybe a lender along with the agent, and they're watching. But also, showings need to be, we use a showing service. So it is an agent that's requesting a show. I mean, I don't know. Do the sellers have the right to record
I'd be
people in
very,
their home?
I'd be
curious
interested
about
if there's any attorneys out there with a legal opinion on
that.
this. And I honestly don't know the answer of whether or
Right.
not it's legal or not.
Right.
I do believe I remember reading at some point, as long as one party knows that it's being recorded. So like, but that's like a telephone call.
Mhm.
So like, it's one thing if I'm recording a call between Jenny
Mhm.
and someone else she's talking to, and she doesn't know I'm recording, as opposed to me being on the phone talking with Jenny,
Right.
and I'm recording. As I understood it, and again, I'm not an attorney,
Yeah.
as I understood it, as long as I'm talking to you
Mhm.
and I'm recording our conversation, that's one of the two of us knows the call is being recorded.
Mhm.
Where I understand there to be an issue is if, and this I think applies to this open house or during
Mhm.
a showing,
Mhm.
you are not party to a conversation, therefore your recording I don't believe to be legal. I'd be very interested to see what
Any attorneys,
Yes.
please weigh
and
in.
we'll get a clarification on that.
Yeah,
and
well,
then-
because it's a curious question.
and then
And
post
it's
it in
been
the
kind of a hot
comments.
topic.
Yes. So,
So,
but anyway, so,
all right. What number are we on? Number seven.
7.
Only 2 more.
yes, count down. So making it difficult for agents to show your home.
You want to sell your house, people have to see it,
Yeah.
right?
And you know what? The thing I find often is we live in a day and age where everything's immediate, right?
Right.
No one wants to wait. Rarely do people plan in advance.
Mhm.
So we'll get calls from somebody, hey, I want to look at this house.
Right,
You know, it's 1 o'clock and we want to see it at 2 or
right.
3 o'clock.
Mhm.
So it's 2 hours. It used to be very common, you know, you'd request these showings 24 hours in advance.
Yeah, not in this market.
Well, not in this market because A, things are moving so quickly, so buyers are afraid if they don't get in, they're
Right.
going to miss out the opportunity.
Yeah.
So they want in
Which
as
they
soon
like.
as possible. As sellers, it can be very frustrating
And inconvenient.
because, you know, if you young children or,
Mhm.
you know, you're preparing dinner or whatever it is.
Right.
And then you get a showing request and it's an hour from now.
Mhm.
Now, I get the inconvenience and that it's no fun, but you should do everything you can to accommodate
You need to
it.
sell your house. Yeah.
And I've had instances where it's a one-time thing. I get a declined showing request, the buyer's like, I'll just forget it.
We move on.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, you know, a lot of times if they really, you know, and I hate to make it sound like maybe they were never that interested in the
Yeah.
first place. I think they're interested, but automatically
Yeah.
they've
Yeah.
moved on.
Right.
You know, so
Right.
accommodate the best you can.
Right.
There are instances, of course, when it's just not gonna
Yeah.
work.
Right.
But try to be accommodating.
Hey, David.
I do.
All right.
All right.
So, the last and final piece of the puzzle of rookie mistakes. I think it deserves a drum roll.
Leaving your pets at home.
Don't.
Yeah, I found like cats don't bug me or.
But when you get that showing request saying, no, when you request a showing and then the showing instructions say cat in the house, do not let cat out.
Or don't pet the cat.
I am
right?
so stressed out then. Like,
Yeah.
where's the cat, first of all? Is it gonna, like, do ninja moves out the door? You know, those cats are sneaky, and they do. Yeah, like, if I don't know, and the cat comes up, no problem. Cats are fine.
Well, I have one where it said don't pet the cat. And it just made me really want to pet the cat. 'Cause
I'm gonna touch it.
I know, and I knew it was going to happen. It was probably going to bite me, but
Yeah.
but it still made me want to pet it.
Sellers were
Um,
trying to not be liable for any.
and dogs, as much as I love dogs,
Oh,
and you create them, you
yes.
know, like they're whining, they're barking. And as a dog person, my instinct is, oh, I want to go let that
I
dog
know,
out.
or go talk to the puppy or
Uh-huh.
whatever. Well, I did a showing. Now, okay, here's me not trying to be judgy. Whatever. Anyway, I had gotten an email from the agent that was warning me about the animals in the house. I didn't read the whole email. I saw that there was a cat. Okay, mental note, watch out for the cat, and then moved on. Well, we went to check out the garage in the house, and there was a pit bull in the garage. Which, okay, fine, this is what I'm saying. Like, I know pit bulls are good dogs. I know they are. However, I think it's just natural instinct to be a little bit afraid of any dog, but especially this muscular, stocky, beautiful dog that then bolted out of the garage and I had to catch.
Oh.
And so I grabbed it by the collar and circled it back in, but don't leave your pets at home.
Well, I mean,
If you,
any
sometimes
animal
you
gets-
have to. And I was warned.
Yeah.
But just
Well,
know.
any animal get spooked
Yeah.
at the right
Well, and there
moment.
was a dog barking next door, and it just, yeah.
It could bite you.
Yeah.
And then as a seller, you're liable for
Yeah.
it biting
Yeah.
someone.
Do the best you
Um,
can, and I understand that it's not always easy.
I tell sellers when we list,
Mm-hmm.
that first weekend, again, going back to the busy market,
Mm-hmm.
I tell them the first weekend, hey, this might be a good chance for you to take a little road trip,
Right.
pack up the family, and take a little getaway.
Yeah.
Kennel the dog for the weekend, or leave the dog with a family member.
Mm-hmm.
Kennel the cats, whatever you got to do, but get out of the house because showings are going to come fast and furious,
They will.
and at times they will be back to back to back, and then there may be an hour break. What are you going to do for 5 hours, outside of your house? You can only shop for so long, right? Or take the kids to the park for so long, so just plan
Yeah.
in advance.
Plan for a weekend.
I think that is
Grab the
probably
RV and go camping.
that is probably the tip, I think, out of all of these
Yeah.
is a little planning goes a long way.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can plan in advance
Mm-hmm.
and just prepare yourself for what's coming up, and your agent will try to prepare you,
Mm-hmm. We do our best, but sometimes
it's
there's
just going to
stuff
make life easier.
that always comes up. Yeah.
So,
All right. Well,
those are our 8 things.
thanks for watching, everyone.
We hope you heed our
Thank
advice.
you. Yeah.
And then
No
if there's-
Rickies in this crowd.
That's right. And so if you have questions about, selling or buying,
Or feedback, or
feedback,
have
or you
any
have a
answers
legal
to our
opinion or other
questions,
questions,
please.
please bring them our way.
Yeah.
Thanks again for tuning in.
Thanks,
It's
everyone.
been real fun
Cheers,
as
we-
always. Cheers.
Always.
See you next week,
See you guys next week.
Wednesday at 3 o'clock. Cheers.
Always Wednesday, 3 p.m.